Sometimes stories don't start with once upon a time. Sometimes they begin with silence. This one begins with a postcard, a small worn piece of cardstock that never made it to the mailbox, a message that was never sent, a story that was never told until now. It's not really a story. It's more of a whisper. A whisper from a daughter to a father, a man she never really knew and never really understood. It's not a tale of dramatic moments, not of grand sacrifices or thunderous love. It's quiet, like the kind of love you missed because it never announced itself. Welcome to Soulful Tales, a space for gentle stories that speak softly but linger deeply. If you've ever lost someone before, you got the chance to say what mattered most, this is for you. And if it touches your heart, please give it a like, share your story in the comments, and subscribe to Soulful Tales. Sometimes the greatest love stories are the ones that arrive late, like this postcard. Dear Dad, I never sent this postcard. It sat on my desk for weeks, then in a drawer, then in a box. Now you're gone, and I keep wondering, what would have happened if I had sent it? Would you have smiled reading it? Would you have cried? Would you have written back? Or would you have folded it in half, tucked it into your old wallet, and said nothing at all, like always? Growing up, I waited for you to say something. Anything. Just one, I'm proud of you. One, I love you. But all I got were nods, tired eyes, silent car rides, muttered grunts when I came home late. I thought you didn't care. I thought you were just cold, unreachable. But maybe you were just quiet, and I didn't know how to listen. Memories are strange. They don't come in order. They don't ask for permission. They show up when you least expect them, when you're pouring coffee, or when the wind smells a certain way. That's when I remember you. Not in milestones, but in moments. Like the time my bike chain broke and I cried on the curb thinking the day was ruined. You said nothing, just walked to the garage, returned with tools, fixed it, patted the seat twice, and walked away. Or the time I got sick on Christmas Eve, and while Mom made soup, you drove in a snowstorm for hours just to find the one pharmacy that was still open. You never told me that story. She did, much later. That's how most of my memories of you come, through someone else, because you never told me anything yourself. And now I wonder, what stories did you carry inside you that no one ever heard? There's a photo of you on the living room shelf. You're standing outside the house, paint on your jeans, tools in your hand, dust on your boots. You built that porch yourself, hammered every nail, measured every corner, fixed every creak in the floor before I could notice. That's what you were, Dad. A fixer, a builder, of houses, of lives, but never of words. You were the kind of man who showed up with plywood instead of poetry. And for years, I was too foolish to realize how strong that kind of love was. I measured love in flowers and hugs. You measured it in light bulbs replaced, lunches packed, shoes tied, and gas tanks filled quietly while I was still asleep. I see it now. Every screw, every step, every storm window, they were all you saying, I love you, just in your language. I wasn't easy. God, I know I wasn't. Teenage years made me cruel, sharp-tongued, impatient, selfish. You asked one question, I gave you 10 sighs. You made one suggestion, I rolled my eyes like it was a personal offense. I remember yelling, you don't get me. You're not even trying. And you just stood there, quiet, too quiet. I mistook your silence for not caring. But what I didn't see was that every time you didn't shout back, you were choosing peace over pride. And when you waited in the car outside my friend's house for over an hour past curfew, you weren't just angry, you were worried. You never lectured me, never grounded me, you just looked tired. And somehow that hurt more. I remember the last time you called. I was in the middle of something, a meeting, a dinner, maybe just scrolling mindlessly through my phone. I can't remember the reason. but I saw your name flash across the screen, and I let it go. I'll call him back later, I told myself. You didn't leave a message. 2 weeks later, Mom called. Her voice was shaking. She said you had collapsed in the garden, said it had been coming for a while, that you'd been hiding the pain, that you didn't want to be a burden, as if loving you was ever that. I took the earliest flight home, and when I walked into that hospital room, I swear, I didn't recognize you at first. You looked smaller, pale. The bed swallowed you whole. Machines beeped around you, steady but cold. I sat beside you, held your hand, said your name. You didn't respond, but your fingers twitched, just once, and I let myself believe you heard me. After the funeral, I stayed back. Everyone else left. The noise faded. The house creaked differently now. It didn't breathe the same without you. I walked into your room. Your scent still lingered. Wood shavings, Old Spice, dust, warmth. I opened your desk drawer. Inside was a small wooden box. I almost didn't open it, but I'm so glad I did. It was filled with things you'd kept. My kindergarten drawing of a giraffe, a crumpled birthday card I wrote in blue crayon, my high school essay that won second place, a postcard from Paris I sent without a second thought. You kept them all. Tucked between them was a note, written on yellowed paper. Your handwriting was shaky, but still unmistakably yours. It said, "She's grown up so fast. I don't always know what to say, but I hope she knows I've never loved anyone more." I wept like a child, like the daughter I once was, like the daughter I still am. Now I see you in myself, in the way I drink my coffee, black, no sugar, in how I prefer fixing things to talking about them, in the quiet ways I try to show love, and sometimes in how I struggle to say what matters most. I think I inherited your silence, Dad. That same inability to say, I miss you, I need you, I love you. But I'm learning. Slowly. Softly. I talk to you sometimes, in the garden, in the kitchen, in the car when no one else is around. I imagine you listening, not judging, just there. And I tell you things now that I never told you when you were alive, like how you were my anchor even when I thought you were just a wall, like how your quiet love shaped the loudest parts of me. I don't need photos to remember you. You're in everything, in how I close doors gently, in how I never leave the porch light off, in how I always carry tissues, just in case. Someday, if I have children, I'll tell them about you. I'll tell them their grandfather wasn't loud, wasn't dramatic, wasn't perfect, but he was good, he was kind, he was constant. I'll teach them that love doesn't always come in grand gestures. Sometimes it comes in packed lunches, in tires checked before a long drive, in waiting outside your door when you're not ready to talk. I'll tell them about your toolbox, how you never threw away a screw, how you fixed everything even when no one asked. I'll teach them the power of showing up, of being there, of loving quietly and deeply. And maybe, just maybe, they'll write me a postcard one day. One I'll get to read while I'm still here, because I'll make sure they never have to guess if they were loved. Not the way I did. But if they do wonder, I'll show them your old box, with all the things you kept, all the silent ways you said, I see you, I love you, I'm proud. So this is my postcard, Dad. Late, crinkled, unmailed, but filled with everything I never said. And maybe that's the thing about love. Sometimes it doesn't arrive on time. Sometimes it shows up after the last goodbye. But it still matters. It still heals. It still counts. If you're listening, somewhere, somehow, I hope you know, I finally understand. I finally see you. And I finally love you the way you loved me all along. Thank you for everything. And thank you to you, listening to this story now. If it reminded you of someone you miss, someone who loved you quietly, please share it in the comments. Let's keep their love alive. Let's speak the words they never could. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Soulful Tales for more gentle stories like this one. Because sometimes, the most beautiful stories are the ones whispered through time, like a postcard floating home.